Minecraft, a word every kid from 2009 to the present has heard of in some form or fashion. It's really an anomaly just how long Minecraft has been able to stay in the public eye when you really think about it. I'm 16, and Minecraft was at its biggest cultural peak when I was a kid, yet in recent years it came back in a big way with as much fanfare as ever. Usually to be able to achieve that kind of success for so long, a game would either have to be an online RPG like WoW that's constantly updating and adding new areas, or be a simple game that has little complexity to it like Pac-Man. Minecraft, in many ways, I feel embodies a game like Tetris. Other than the obvious block connection, the game can come off as almost childishly simple at a glance, whether it be stacking 4 full lines to fill a slot, or building a house to survive in an overworld. The truly skilled, however, are able to take the game to the next level by taking that basic system they're given as players and stretching it to the outright limit. People have created machines with redstone blocks that mimic the functions of actual calculators. A select few are able to play Tetris at a level of strategy that makes anyone else look like a toddler who's never played before. Having a truly open sandbox game gives the player so much freedom to create or destroy whatever they want, or challenge themselves in survival mode if they're feeling up to it. The game also mastered the ability to calm their players through mostly relaxing gameplay and amazingly atmospheric music that ramps up your senses whenever an actual fight breaks out and makes you feel accomplished if you come out on top. It was the kind of game that would have a really difficult time getting old, and even if it did, the developers would add new biomes and blocks to give more possibilities for crafting and different interactions you could have. Maybe all these factors helped in bringing in such an extensive player base following the arrival of a few specific Let's Play series. The two most commonly regarded being the Yogscast playthrough and that of one Sky Does Minecraft. If you were ever in the Minecraft fandom, chances are you heard of these guys, Stampy, and Captain Sparkles. Out of all of them, I find the creator with the most interesting presence and change of content over time was Sky by far. The man is simply really interesting to talk about since he's done multiple kinds of content and has several big projects that made their mark in the history of Minecraft YouTubers. That's why I wanted to talk about him. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Rising Tides, Crashing Skies. Does Minecraft. That's a Steven Universe reference. No one's gonna get that. Let's do something else. Though it wouldn't appear that way from the offset, Sky, or Adam, has had a really rough life going as far back as his infancy. His biological parents were neglectful to him and his sister, to the point he could be found in his crib completely covered in waste and rashes after 2 months of just sitting there. You could find him having the back of his head supposedly flattened from sitting there so long. His sister developed multiple personality disorder before they were removed and placed into the hands of loving foster parents. They also had their fair share of problems, with Sky's mom getting addicted to painkillers and having depression as well. Sky faced depression for many years of his own life, going as far back as 13, starting his YouTube channel to cope with it and play RuneScape with his friends in 2008 or so. During this time, he gained an unhealthy amount of weight and decided to get his life back on track by losing over 100 pounds in 7 months of hiatus before he returned. Once he got back, Minecraft had started to take off somewhat, so he began his series Sky Does Minecraft, weirdly the day after my 7th birthday. Connection? Definitely not. To me, his obligatory survival mode series wasn't interesting since Sky had no one to bounce off of or talk to, so there would be large moments of silence. That's a common trait I could find among most Minetubers when they were starting out. Yogscast probably set the standard with their multiplayer playthrough that was much more entertaining. Where Sky really shined were his multiplayer videos, with his friends Caveman Films, Deadlocks, many other Minecraft YouTubers, and his at the time girlfriend Donables. His first collaboration video came out December 7th, 2011, and that would be nowhere near his last. After a while, regular Minecraft became dull to watch on its own, so Sky spiced it up by bringing in his friend Minecraft Universe and playing with some made-for-the-game mods that were starting to become popular. He continued making content for a good while and picked up major popularity, passing 1 million subs in January, less than 2 years after starting Minecraft content. The first suspicious moment that ever happened with Sky came in the disappearance of his girlfriend Donables. This doesn't just mean from his channel, which he hasn't presumably appeared on since Minecraft minigame Run from the Beast back in May of 2013. I say presumably because Sky has over 2,000 videos from my knowledge, and the last thumbnail showing her is on that video. I could be wrong, I don't have the time or patience to watch all his videos and remember them enough to call back.
But back to what I was saying, yeah, she was a YouTuber herself. I can't find out much, but being connected to Sky did most likely give her a boost beforehand, so she was probably at least somewhat popular. Sky has admitted the reason behind behind this is he was just a dumb kid with a lot of money and decided to give Dunn $25K plus a car to delete all her social media.
He mentioned this in a live stream multiple years later and in various tweets. They are no longer dating, but according to Adam, they're still on good terms. At this point in Sky's career, he was posting nearly every day, and cash was just flowing in. In the coming months, Sky continued to play games like Cops and Robbers with friends like Sunday, Kermit Plays, Jerome ASF, Bayesian Canadian, Husky Mudkips, and if you know those names, you can guess where I'm headed with this. Team Crafted was a group consisting of Sky, Sunday, Husky, Deadlocks, Jerome, Bayesian, and Minecraft Universe. Looking at it from a purely business-oriented perspective, this actually makes a ton of sense. Like Team 10, it's a bunch of really popular influencers who make popular videos, all coming together to make content and live in the same house together. And just like Team 10, it was an idea that sounded good on paper, but it was not meant to last. The true accomplishment of Team Crafted was just how fast it imploded on itself. From Sunday's vlog announcing the launch of Team Crafted and the earliest video announcing several members leaving, they lasted about 3 months. After that, they stayed strong making videos with their remaining members for a few more months up till May 27, 2014, when the last Team Crafted video was uploaded. At least that's according to the Wayback Machine, since the channel is now called Vision Squad and all of its videos are either privated or unlisted. Actually, I lied. That wasn't the end of Team Crafted, because Vision Squad was an attempt 2 years later to try and revitalize interest with a different name. The difference this time being they replaced Sunday and Bayesian Canadian with 2 other Randys and didn't last much longer than the first time. It equally blew up in flames in an equally gory fashion and is even less remembered. The breakup of Team Crafted did signify one major factor in Sky's life. That being, during his time at Team Crafted, Sky was at his highest point ever on YouTube. He passed 5 million subscribers, he had a new girlfriend, he would go on to later have a son. Then, when Team Crafted eventually ended, he still held strong, but it wasn't quite as much as it had been before. Getting back to Vision Squad for a second, multiple years after it had ended, one of their members and a previous friend of Sky's, your pal Ross, spoke out about an injustice he faced before leaving the team of Sky Media, Adam's company. This is a recent drama that happened mere days as of writing this script, though the event itself is over 3 years old. It all began when Adam mentioned why he didn't do videos with Ross anymore, saying it was because of an old drama, but that he'd passed it, and is not elaborating much more on it. Ross got questioned about it, and released a statement saying all that time ago he wanted to leave Sky Media and pursue other ventures with more creative freedom, but he couldn't buy back his old channel he sold to Adam because he thought the price they asked for was unreasonable. Sky brought Ross back in for Vision Squad, but supposedly during a recording session, Adam made accusations that Ross's roommates were manipulating him into hating Adam, which wasn't true. After that, Ross decided to stay away from Adam, and that was that until he brought it back up several years later. Adam made several responses to this, culminating in a singularly long post stating he spent tons of money to buy Ross's channel, set up editors, a studio, etc., and that when he left, the company was still in debt from paying for Ross's channel and helping him grow, so Adam saw his departure as a betrayal. Ross dissected Adam's post in one last tweet that said just because they spent money on him didn't mean Ross was forcibly obligated to stay with the company, and that leaving can happen when you aren't satisfied with a job. Adam continued to call out Ross until eventually he made a video on Twitter apologizing for how he acted and asking Ross to not remember him for this, but rather the Adam that helped him as a friend. Overall, a bad situation where neither side is completely in the wrong, but it was still a hard drama for Sky at the time that didn't help his failing relationship with his child's mother, Alyssa. Among his community, Sky's fanbase cringes no harder than when they hear the name Alyssa. To clarify, Adam was with Alyssa beginning in 2013 or 2014 and ending it sometime after that, post having a child together but pre-marriage. Something that came out about Alyssa before she left Adam is that she cheated on him, and not only did he forgive her afterwards, he also made it so Keemstar didn't run the story to try and save her image. Wanna know what happened after that? She continued to send suggestive messages, nudes, and generally hit on many people who Adam considered friends. She was actively trying to cheat on him while they were in a relationship, with their son having been born. After they split up, she took Adam's son Mason and made it really difficult for Adam to see him. According to Adam, who has no reason to lie about this, she would go to different parts of the state and make it difficult for him to come and find her so that he could hang out with his son. This continued onward to the point that when he finally did see his son after months of not doing so, his son didn't even recognize him. She has badmouthed him to many people and even claimed on many occasions that Adam wasn't paying his child support, and that's a serious allegation. Too bad it isn't true. In fact, Adam agreed to increase his child support so Alyssa could live more easily, being broke at the time. There's also the instance where she had a hit-and-run incident in his car that he had to clear up, which was a whole thing, and she can't go into Canada anymore because she has a domestic violence record against Adam, meaning she was the perpetrator. Her claims might not have been taken as seriously by some if it weren't for one beef she decided to get involved with and spit lies at, but to talk about that, we need to discuss the music career of Net Nobody. One part I didn't mention among Sky's vast career so far as a Minecraft YouTuber is the almost obligatory appearing feature of creating a music video parody in Minecraft. These videos were the shit in the early 2010s, and Sky's video was no exception. The main difference between Sky's and other Minecrafters' videos is that 1, Sky sung the song himself, something oddly absent in most music videos for Minecrafters, and 2, he could sing decently. When Minecraft YouTubers sang, it would always be a sign that you should cover your ears quickly, but Sky had a pretty alright singing voice, and showed it off in not 1 but 2 videos. He wouldn't revisit music for a long time, but when he did, it was with a bang in the form of a full-blown mixtape. He would only create the 1 list of songs in 2018, and a few music videos, but one of the most impactful ones had to do with a meme fun drama between him and a YouTuber called KSI. In the beginning, the entire drama was a joke the two talked about on Twitter. It was nothing too serious. Adam made a diss track that was barely serious, and KSI said he'd fire back. He heard the second track Adam was working on, and created a diss track on Adam. His mistake, bringing Alyssa along with him to do the video, getting info from her and taking it at her word. That time I mentioned Adam got to see his son, it was for 1 day of the 4 Alyssa was gone filming this video with KSI. The real trick here being the leaked diss was fake. Adam had gotten some random mixer he knew would leak the song to KSI, and waited for him, but more so Alyssa, to take the bait. On the exact same day KSI's track dropped, Adam's did as well. The bait was set for Alyssa to feed KSI the same slanderous info she'd been spitting to Adam's friends on a massive scale, and it ended up helping Adam get custody of his son back for slander from Alyssa, who told KSI that he both didn't pay child support and was bad to Dawn, his previous girlfriend. Both of which, I will reiterate, are untrue. With that in mind, Adam got his son back and can be seen, well, he's blurred, but he's there in Adam's vlogs with his girlfriend who isn't a snake woman, and they seem seriously happy together. After that, the rest is history. He got out of Minecraft for the music, but got back into it months later. He continued making Minecraft content, and recently has been trying to bring Team Crafted back together. He started up a new Sky Does Minecraft series, and though he still gets into unnecessary drama when you least expect it, he's living his best life, and has really overcome the odds that just keep getting thrown at him. He might be an asshole sometimes, but you have to respect the man's ability to bounce back and roll with the punches no matter how bad it gets. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all when I wake back up. Good night.